All right. I am making a actual recording to go on my channel. And the topic is, first off, Doc Flamingo wrote a game and I've been reading it because boy, let me tell you, Doc Flamingo can write. I mean, if there's one thing I would say to my, and I like Doc Flamingo, he is a homie for sure, right? Uh, I would probably remind him that brevity is the soul of wit. And I mean that entirely in the most joking way. It is a couple of tomes, one of which lets you play in a historic setting that's, historically accurate, and the other one that will add magic and everything to it. So um, I have been reading that because at some point I have told him I will do a review. So you guys can look for that in the future. Um, it does use skills and stuff, which I'll say right now I like. Two, I've been doing a lot of live streaming, but not actually making videos for my page. And this is me being like, hey, let's make a video for the page, right? I understand that a lot of people, they watch my live stream when they're working or whatever, and I appreciate it. But when I actually add something to my page, then, you can watch it at your leisure and it's not going to be 3 hours long. So, yes, I think I can go ahead and claim to be 100% of a hypocrite because I swore up and down that I was done with Games Workshop. I was never going to buy anything from them again, yada, yada, yada. And I don't even know how I've ended up where I am. Those of you who watch my channel, you already know what I'm talking about. But I feel like the amnesia victim that just walked out of the subway into the middle of the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I ended up collecting Epic. I do know, maybe it's nostalgia, that the very first Games Workshop game I ever played back in the 90s, when Games Workshop was super cool before it become, this freaking uh, over monetized piece of crap company that's just constantly harassing people for everything and accusing people of stealing their IP when it's pretty obvious that they stole their entire IP from other sci-fi settings. I mean, there's barely anything in Warhammer that you can't kind of say, even these damn stalkers I'm painting, right? I mean, that looks like pretty much an Imperial AT-AT. And the Warlord or the Warhound Titan, that pretty much looks almost exactly like um, a Marauder from Battletech. You know what I mean? And everything else about the lore. I mean, they stole my favorite saint, Saint Michael, to make a Primarch out of him. And then they took stories from Jewish and Christian origination and others, and they created this whole lore. I mean, come on, guys. If you know anything about old school uh, Jewish legend, then you've heard of the war in heaven and the fall of Lucifer and how Lucifer took a third of the host and blah, 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 right? I mean, everybody's heard this. I don't know that it's in the Bible exactly. I think it's an extra biblical story, but that's not the point. The point is, we've all heard it. So even the lore of 40K was stolen from Christianity. And, and yet they hire people who actively hate Christianity. It's really funny. It's like, I mean, you can't really sue somebody for stealing your religion, I guess. Because if you could, I mean, the Roman Catholic Church, and I don't know if there's a big association of like other Christian and Jewish people, but man, they could light Games Workshop up with not only how they stole directly from biblical stories or non-biblical but biblically related stories, and there'd be nothing Games Workshop could say about it, because anyone with the brain to discern anything knows what Games Workshop stole from to make uh, 40K. I mean, they basically robbed Token Blind to make Warhammer Fantasy, and they robbed Frank Herbert and everyone else, Heinlein and all that, to make 40K. Honestly, I think maybe the only original thing they've ever done really might be Man of War. Also, one of the best things they ever done. I still have my fleets, my beautiful, Bretonians. Yeah, except you can see where I inked the cells and everything in. Not the cells, but the mast. And unfortunately, the ink ran and got on the cells. So since I picked it up, and I do have a little bit of white paint here, I guess I might as well neaten her up a little bit. I mean, if nothing else, it'll show that, yes, I at least got one thing done today. Oh, my Imperial Guard Army, or as some of you will want to call it, Solar Auxiliary, whatever, Imperial Guard. I think by the time I get everything done, I will have about 1,500 points. And that's probably going to be good enough for me. I mean, I know some people want 3,000 points so that you can fill all of those beautiful $100 Warlord Titans. Yeah, I don't care about that. If I even get another Titan at all, it'll probably be either a 4-man unit of knights or, the cheap Reaver Titan. Because I don't really care so much about Titans, that, I am much more interested in the infantry and tank battles. So, which is why I bought the Epic 30K game and not, the Titanicus game. I may actually I don't know if I'll get Imperialis Avionica or whatever, but I may pick up a couple of ships, or like, it's really expensive, but man, there's a part of me that really, really wants a Thunderhawk gunship. You know what I mean? I mean, that thing has always been like, you know, just a fantastical dream that I always knew would never happen because, you know, whoever used to make them in 28 millimeter scale, they always wanted like $1,000, and I'm not going to do that. But if I can get one for, you know, a 20th of that, even if it is much smaller, well, hey, I mean, that might actually be worth it. I mean, I like all of the Space Marine vehicles, honestly. I just finished putting together some drop ships, and I honestly feel like I need to put together at least another 8. I am playing Blood Angels, so drop ships seem to be a thing. And so, yeah, between the drop ships and the Thunderhawks and the other flyers that land troops, I'm having looks. Now, which army is better? Well, hard to say without playing, but I can say this. My Imperial Guard army currently has everything you need. I mean, it's got massive amounts of infantry. It's got, I mean, companies of tanks. It's got, you know, a couple of squads of basilisk artillery pieces. So it's got a lot of Lehman Russ tanks, just a lot. So I'm all like, I'm a little bit like thinking, yeah, you know, this is I'm just having a good feeling about it, you know. Now it's not the most mobile as far as, you know, jumping around army, but it does have plenty of armor. Unfortunately, it has no transports, and that might require me to pick up some of the transports that kind of look like the Malkador tank. Yeah, may have to do that. We'll see. But right now, I am painting a not church. And I'm painting it with a mix of Vallejo white. It's called Holy White or Temple White or whatever. And Space Gray. About a 50-50 mix. Because unmixed Space Gray tends to be just too dark. And unmixed white doesn't tend to show up at all anyway, you know? So you end up with just like, is this thing even painted? I don't know, right? And of course, I'll paint the doors, you know, gold or something. I'll paint the big eagle above the doors, some kind of gold. It is weird, though, how church-like this building looks when this is 30K and the Imperial Truth is all the thing. So, boom. Yeah. Got quite a few of these. I am seriously considering if I want to invest in at least one more box of these, the civilian whatevers, or for a little bit more, you can get the one that they put out for Titan Legion, and that one kind of looks like it comes with a lot more stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know for sure, you know. However, this is what I'm doing. right? This is kind of what's up. If any of you guys out there actually play the new Epic game, comment. Let me know about your experiences, what you like, what you don't like. Should I seriously consider jumping into a Dark Mechanicum army or no? Because I was seriously thinking about possibly in the future saving up a little bit and getting the Mechanicum box set and then just a bunch of freaking spider tanks. You know what I mean? Painting it black with gold trim, you know, and then just having that army to throw out there. Um, I am hoping, because a buddy of mine that I talk to all the time, he seems to be convinced that Games Workshop is no longer going to support the Epic Horus Heresy. And I'm certainly hoping he is 100% not right, because man, I hate that when they do that, you know. It's like they bring a great game out like Epic, and then, or not Epic, like Man War, and they support it for long enough for them to get, you know, the fleets out, and then they vanish and you can never get it again. And it's such a weird business model, because it's like, dude, you've already cut the molds. Those molds exist somewhere, right? In theory, unless they, you know, gave them over for scrap or something. So those molds still exist. And on top of that, you could easily just convert those ships to plastic kits, which would be even better. And you could charge probably a shit ton of money for a Bretonian galleon, or, you know, an Empire Great ship, or what. Imagine they'd probably charge $100 for a Dark Elf, freaking the floating castle, right? That thing would probably be $100. But anyway, price notwithstanding, the point is they have the capability, one would think, to continue to make these games, but they don't, you know. And that, if there was one thing, the main thing that really pissed me off about them, I mean, it's not the constant freaking price hikes. It's not the fact that they seem like they don't actually really like the people who play their game. It's not the leftism. It's not the female custodies. I mean, all of those are good reasons to be a little pissy with them. But the main thing that pisses me off about them is every time they bring a really good game out, they tend to not support it. And then it goes away. And then, you know, you can't get it anymore unless you want to buy recasts from, you know, Chinese people on eBay or some shit, or 3D print them if you have access to a 3D printer. And so basically what I'm saying is a bunch of bullshit, you know. It's like any person should be able to walk into any Games Workshop store right now, and there should be a section in that store, even if it's a relatively small one, devoted to Epic, Man of War, what was it called? Warcry or War Master, whatever, you know, the Epic fantasy game. These games should still be available. And that's my opinion here, you know. This whole consume product and then get excited for next product. I'm not, you know, that. Okay, I can be that kind of guy. I don't want to lie. I can be that kind of guy. I can. But the problem that Games Workshop would have with a person like me is, while I might consume product and I might get excited about next product, I didn't stop loving last product. And when you basically throw last product in the bin and say that it's never coming back and you'll never get it, well, I mean, that leaves me thinking, wow, that sucks. That's like, you know, super sucky, because while I was interested in buying your new product, I still wanted to buy stuff from the old product, right? And like I said, it's like they don't understand that basic bit of whatever, Like Space Marine Epic, the 6 mil one, never should have went out of production, ever. You should have been able to walk into any friendly local game store or Games Workshop store and found a section on the wall full of box sets of plastic armies, right up until they decided to put it out again as this. Or maybe even keep it on the shelves, and put this out as an entirely different experience, Because this is, after all, Horus Heresy, not whatever, They haven't, to my knowledge, said anything about releasing the Eldar, the Orcs, actual chaos, anything. And the other thing is, how have they not released, demons, for one thing? Where are demons at? I mean, we know they were out there because Sanguinius killed a shit ton of them guarding the Eternal Gates. And speaking of that, where's Sanguinius? I mean, if I'm playing a however many 1,000-point Blood Angel Legion 9, then where's my Primarch at? Right? And I'm not saying he shouldn't have the same cost restrictions of a Titan, because after all, according to the lore, Sanguinius did destroy like a Warlord Titan by himself. But, these are just questions that are rolling through my mind. So, before I end this video, because I'm going to end this video, I'm asking anyone who plays Epic and anyone else who just has anything they want to add. I mean, it's free for all. So, you can ask about anything except what color underwear I'm wearing, because that, would be none. What do you guys think? I mean, do I have a point? Is this wishful thinking? Like, I wonder if, how Arch, got people to send letters in, and it may actually have worked and got, Wizards of the Coast to kind of change their attitude about certain things, right? I wonder if enough of us wrote in letters and just said, hey, we want Man of War. We want Battlefleet Gothic. Why is that not available? Especially Battlefleet Gothic. I mean, the box set came with everything you really needed to play, and it was all plastics. So, I mean, again, the molds have to exist somewhere. And the fact that that was taken away from us is just garbage. It's garbage. It never should have been a thing. They brought it back too. It's like every now and then they'll tease us and they'll bring one of the old games back for just a little bit, or they'll do something stupid and bring out that stupid Navy game they brought out there for a minute years and years ago that had everybody, you know, rumor mongering that they're finally re-releasing Manowar, but then it turned out it was nothing like Manowar, and you know, it was a standalone box, and you had to pick, you know, one ship, and so everybody, of course, decided, yeah, screw that, I'm not playing that. I mean, get out of here, you know. Why would I play that? Especially if you're one of the guys out there like me who are lucky enough to have, you know, your Manowar stuff or your Battlefleet Gothic stuff. You know, it's like, now one thing I do like about the Imperialis stuff is how the three branches all fit in together. That is a smart move, assuming they don't kill the whole line. And like I said, my bro, the Shadow, he is convinced that they're just going to kill the whole brand. And I think he told me the other day, if you went to their web store, everything's out of stock. And I had to be like, dude, that's how it is always at Games Workshop, you know? Anytime you go to Games Workshop looking for some of their actual products, it's never there. It's like, I don't know why. You would think that they would make enough. I mean, because they're doing well enough, right? So how in the hell are they not able to keep basic things like Space Marines and stuff like that stopped? That to me seems weird, you know? And then on top of that also, you know, how are you not able to keep Titan Legion's weapon upgrades and stuff in stock? I mean, call your Chinese factory or wherever you're doing it and tell them to crank out a few hundred more of those things, and then, you know, sell them. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? But they can't do that for some reason. And I don't get it, you know? Like Mantic, you go to Mantic, you go to War Games Atlantic, whatever. Almost everything is always in stock most of the time. So I don't get it, but I'm going to end the video with that. Peace and love, guys. And again, if you are a fan of this game, hey, get with me. Let's talk about it.